My topic is influencer marketing for startups, tips for limited budgets in detail explained, and let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. Influencer marketing for startups, tips for limited budgets. When operating with limited budgets, startups can still leverage influencer marketing to gain exposure and build brand awareness. Here are some tips for conducting influencer marketing campaigns on a limited budget. Micro-influencers. Consider collaborating with micro-influencers who have smaller but highly engaged audiences. Micro-influencers often have lower costs for partnerships, and their followers tend to be more receptive to their recommendations. Look for influencers who align with your target audience and have a genuine interest in your industry or product. Authenticity over reach. Focus on finding influencers who genuinely resonate with your brand and its values, rather than solely considering their follower count. Authenticity and relevance are key when partnering with influencers. Look for influencers who are passionate about your industry or niche and have an authentic connection with their audience. Product exchanges or gifting. Instead of monetary compensation, consider offering your product or service to influencers in exchange for their promotion. Many influencers are open to receiving products for review or as giveaways for their audience. This approach allows you to reach their followers without significant financial investments. Collaborate on content creation. Engage influencers in co-creating content. Work with them to develop engaging and creative content that aligns with your brand and resonates with their audience. This collaborative approach helps build strong relationships with influencers while showcasing your product or service to their followers. User-generated content. Encourage your customers and followers to create user-generated content featuring your product or service. Offer incentives or run contests to motivate them to share their experiences on social media and tag your brand. This approach can help generate organic buzz and leverage the influence of your own customers without incurring significant costs. Build relationships. Rather than one-off collaborations, focus on building long-term relationships with influencers. Nurture these relationships by engaging with their content, providing ongoing support, and promoting their work. By establishing trust and loyalty, you can develop a network of brand advocates who may continue to support your startup even as your budget grows. Influencer outreach. Instead of relying on influencer marketing platforms or agencies, consider conducting direct outreach to influencers. Personalized and tailored messages that demonstrate your knowledge of their work and a genuine interest in collaboration are more likely to grab their attention. Direct outreach can also allow for more flexible negotiation and potentially lower costs. Track performance and optimize. Utilize tracking tools and metrics to measure the performance of your influencer marketing campaigns. Track engagement, reach, conversions, and other relevant metrics to assess the effectiveness of each collaboration. By analyzing the results, you can identify what works best for your startup and optimize your influencer marketing strategy accordingly. Remember, even with limited budgets, influencer marketing can be a valuable strategy for startups to create buzz, build brand awareness, and reach their target audience. By being strategic, creative, and focused on building authentic relationships, startups can maximize the impact of their influencer marketing efforts. When working with a limited budget, startups can still leverage the power of influencer marketing by implementing a strategic approach. Here are some tips for influencer marketing on limited budgets. Micro-influencers. Instead of targeting high-profile influencers with large followings, focus on micro-influencers who have smaller but highly engaged audiences. Micro-influencers are often more affordable to work with and can have a more targeted and loyal fan base within specific niche markets. Research and selection. Take the time to research and select influencers who align with your brand values and target audience. Look for influencers whose content, interests, and audience demographics match your startup's niche. Quality over quantity is key when working with a limited budget. Bartering and non-monetary collaborations. Explore opportunities to collaborate with influencers on a non-monetary basis. Offer them free products, services, or experiences in exchange for content creation and promotion. Many influencers are open to bartering and may be interested in trying out new products or services. User-generated content campaigns. Encourage your existing customers and followers to create user-generated content related to your startup. Run campaigns and contests where participants can submit content and share it with their networks. This content can then be repurposed and shared on your social media channels, giving exposure to your brand. Authentic relationships. Focus on building authentic relationships with influencers. Engage with them on social media, comment on their posts, and share their content. By developing a genuine connection, you increase the likelihood of influencers being interested in working with your startup even with limited financial resources. Affiliate programs. Implement an affiliate program where influencers receive a commission or referral fee for every sale generated through their unique tracking link or promo code. This allows you to compensate influencers based on their performance, ensuring that you only pay for actual conversions. Long-term partnerships. Consider establishing long-term partnerships with a select few influencers. Building a relationship over time allows for a deeper understanding of your brand and more authentic content creation. Long-term partnerships can also lead to discounted rates or added value as influencers become more invested in your startup's success. Collaborate with industry experts. Look for industry experts, thought leaders, or bloggers who have a strong presence in your startup's field. Partnering with them can provide valuable insights, credibility, and exposure to their engaged audience, even if they are not traditional influencers. DIY content creation. In some cases, you can create your own content in collaboration with influencers. Provide them with guidelines, product samples, or creative briefs, and allow them to create content on their own channels. This approach can save costs on professional content creation while still benefiting from the influencer's reach. Track and measure results. Utilize tracking tools and analytics to measure the impact of your influencer campaigns. Monitor engagement metrics, click-through rates, conversions, and overall ROI. By analyzing the data, you can identify what is working and make informed decisions for future campaigns. Remember, influencer marketing is not solely reliant on large budgets. With careful planning, strategic partnerships, and a focus on authenticity and targeted reach, startups can effectively leverage influencer marketing to raise awareness, increase brand exposure, and drive growth. Influencer marketing can be an effective strategy for startups, even with limited budgets. Here are some tips to make the most out of influencer marketing on a limited budget. Micro-influencers. Instead of targeting high-profile influencers with large followings, consider working with micro-influencers. Micro-influencers have smaller but highly engaged audiences, and they often charge lower fees or may be open to collaborations in exchange for products or services. Their niche following can be valuable for startups looking to reach specific target markets. Authentic partnerships. Focus on building authentic partnerships with influencers who genuinely resonate with your brand and align with your target audience. Look for influencers who have a passion for your industry or share similar values. Authenticity is key to ensuring that the influencer's content feels genuine and relevant to their audience, resulting in better engagement. Product exchanges or barter collaborations. If your budget is limited, consider offering product exchanges or barter collaborations with influencers. Provide them with your product or service in exchange for their promotion. This can be a win-win situation, allowing influencers to access your offering while you gain exposure to their audience. Ensure that the value of the exchange is fair for both parties. User-generated content campaigns. Encourage your existing customers or followers to create user-generated content around your brand. This can include reviews, testimonials, or creative posts featuring your product. Run campaigns or contests that incentivize users to create and share content, and offer shout-outs or small rewards for the best submissions. This leverages the power of word-of-mouth marketing and extends your reach without relying solely on influencers. Collaborate with industry experts. Look for industry experts, thought leaders, or professionals in your niche who may be willing to collaborate on content. They may not have a massive following like influencers, but their expertise and reputation can lend credibility to your startup. Collaborative content, such as interviews, guest blog posts, or joint webinars, can help you tap into their audience and expand your reach. Focus on niche platforms. Instead of spreading your resources thin across multiple platforms, focus on one or two platforms where your target audience is most active. Research where your audience spends their time online and prioritize those platforms. This allows you to allocate your budget more effectively and build a stronger presence in your niche. Long-term partnerships. Consider establishing long-term partnerships with influencers who believe in your brand and are willing to work with you on an ongoing basis. Long-term partnerships long run, as you can negotiate better rates and develop deeper relationships. It also allows you to build a consistent presence with their audience over time. Track and measure results. It's important to track and measure the results of your influencer marketing campaigns, even on a limited budget. Monitor engagement metrics, website traffic, conversions, and other relevant KPIs to evaluate the impact of your campaigns. This data will help you refine your strategies, identify what works best, and allocate your budget more effectively in the future. Remember, even with a limited budget, influencer marketing can be a valuable tool for startups. Focus on building genuine connections, leveraging niche influencers, and creating engaging content that resonates with your target audience. With a thoughtful and strategic approach, you can maximize the impact of your influencer marketing efforts. Influencer marketing can be an effective strategy for startups, even with limited budgets. Here are some tips to make the most of influencer marketing with limited resources. Micro-influencers. Instead of targeting high-profile influencers with large followings, consider partnering with micro-influencers. Micro-influencers typically have a smaller but highly engaged audience in a specific niche. They often charge lower fees or may be open to collaborations in exchange for free products or services. Partnering with micro-influencers allows you to reach a targeted audience without breaking the bank. Authentic relationships. Focus on building genuine relationships with influencers. Engage with their content, provide meaningful feedback, and establish a connection before pitching a collaboration. Authenticity is key to successful influencer marketing, and nurturing relationships can lead to more favorable partnerships, even with a limited budget. Product exchanges. If your startup has a physical product, consider offering it as a form of payment to influencers. Many influencers are open to receiving products in exchange for promotion. Ensure that the product aligns with their interests and audience. Providing a high-quality, valuable product can encourage influencers to create content and promote your startup without monetary compensation. Affiliate programs. Implement an affiliate program where influencers earn a commission for every sale or conversion they generate. This allows you to allocate your budget towards influencer compensation based on performance, ensuring a return on investment. Affiliate programs incentivize influencers to actively promote your startup and provide measurable results. User-generated content. Encourage influencers to generate user-generated content, UGC, related to your startup. UGC is a cost-effective way to showcase your product or service and leverage the influencer's creativity and engagement with their audience. Repurpose this content on your social media channels, website, or other marketing materials to extend its reach. Collaborative campaigns. Collaborate with other complementary startups or businesses that target a similar audience. Pooling resources and sharing the cost of influencer collaborations can be a cost-effective way to increase exposure and reach. Joint campaigns can also create cross-promotion opportunities and strengthen brand partnerships. DIY influencer research. Conduct thorough research to find relevant influencers yourself, rather than relying on influencer marketing agencies. Use social media platforms, hashtags, and industry-specific tools to identify influencers who align with your brand values and have an engaged audience. This DIY approach can help you save money on agency fees and build direct relationships with influencers. Long-term partnerships. Instead of one-off campaigns, focus on building long-term partnerships with influencers. Long-term collaborations can be more cost-effective and allow for better integration and storytelling. Invest in nurturing relationships, providing ongoing support, and offering exclusive perks to maintain a strong connection with influencers. Authenticity over reach. Remember that authenticity and engagement matter more than the size of an influencer's following. Focus on partnering with influencers who have a genuine interest in your startup and can effectively communicate your brand story to their audience. Influencers with smaller but highly engaged audiences can deliver better results within a limited budget. Track and measure results. Establish clear goals and metrics to track the impact of your influencer marketing efforts. Monitor engagement, website traffic, conversions, and other relevant metrics to evaluate the success of your campaigns. This data-driven approach allows you to optimize your influencer marketing strategy and allocate your limited budget to the most effective partnerships. Influencer marketing can be a cost-effective way for startups to gain visibility, build brand awareness, and reach their target audience. By leveraging these tips, startups can maximize their limited budgets and create meaningful connections with influencers to drive growth. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.